I get it, you scroll through a dozen fireplace inserts, each promising high heat output and a clear view window, only to find that once you actually bring the thing home, the heat feels weak, the glass fogs up, or the whole unit turns into a heavy piece of decor you can't even get into the living room. That hesitation is real, and it's why I'm doing this video. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent a few weeks reading forums, watching unboxing videos, and even talking to a couple of owners who have lived with the Comfort Glow wood fireplace insert for a season, so hopefully I can help you avoid the same disappointment. First off, the Comfort Glow CGWI 1800 is marketed as an indoor wood stove that you can drop into an existing fireplace opening. The idea is attractive if you've got a classic brick hearth that looks nice but just can't keep your cabin warm on a cold night. The unit itself measures about 30 inches tall, 20 wide and 12 deep, and it comes with a decorative faceplate that hides the mechanical parts. In practice, that means you can keep the traditional look of your hearth while adding a functional heat source. The real test, though, is how easy it is to actually get it in place and start using it day to day. Installation is where the first hidden trade-off appears. Because the insert is a drop-in style, you need a fireplace opening that matches its dimensions pretty closely. If your opening is a little narrower, you'll have to cut the surrounding brick or mortar, which can get pricey if you hire a mason. The unit is heavy-duty steel, which is great for durability, but that same steel makes it a handful to lift. Most reviewers I spoke with said they needed 2 people to get it through the door and into the hearth, and they used a dolly to avoid scratching the floor. If you're handy and have a bit of muscle, that's fine, but it's a step up from the just plug-and-play vibe the ad promises. Once it's installed, the practical strengths start to show. The built-in 100 CFM blower is a nice surprise. Many wood inserts rely on passive convection, which can leave a cold spot on the far side of the room. The blower pushes warm air out through the front grille, creating a more even heat distribution. In a 200 square foot living area, one of the owners I talked to mentioned the room stayed comfortably at 68°F for 3 to 4 hours after a single load of seasoned pine. That's solid performance for a unit that costs considerably less than a full-size wood stove with a chimney system. The clear view window also works better than the marketing hype suggests. Some inserts have a glass that fogs up after the first few minutes, making it hard to see the flames and ruining the ambience. The Comfort Glow uses a double-pane tempered glass that stays clear even when the fire is roaring. One user said he could watch the fire while cooking in the kitchen without having to wipe the glass constantly. That visual appeal is a genuine plus if you enjoy the fireplace feel as part of your daily routine. On the flip side, there are practical weaknesses you need to consider. The first is the log loading process. The insert has a front-loading door that's larger than a typical wood stove door, but the internal space is still relatively compact. You have to break larger logs into smaller pieces to fit, and the door swings outward, which can be a nuisance if your hearth is built tight against a wall or a piece of furniture. I heard from a couple of owners that they ended up buying a small log splitter just to keep the pieces manageable, which adds a hidden cost. Another hidden trade-off is the need for proper ventilation. The unit is safe and convenient as the description says, but it still requires a working chimney or flue that meets local code. If you have an old, clogged flue, you'll need to have it cleaned or even replaced before the insert can be used legally. That's an expense many first-time buyers overlook because the product page doesn't highlight it. The blower also draws power from a standard outlet, so you'll need an accessible plug nearby, otherwise you'll have to run a cord across the floor, which can be a tripping hazard in a high-traffic area. So who should actually buy the Comfort Glow CGWI 1800? If you already have a functional fireplace opening that matches the size, you're comfortable doing a bit of DIY or can hire someone for a short install, and you want a wood-burning heat source that adds visual charm without the full commitment of a traditional stove, this is a solid choice. It's especially good for cabins, vacation homes, or even a primary residence in a milder climate where you'll be burning wood a few evenings a week rather than constantly. The high heat output, blower, and clear glass combine to give you a reliable heat source that feels premium for the price. Who should skip it? If you're